Wreckreation comes from ex-Burnout developers Free Fields Entertainment and should be their homage, their love letter to the games that preceded it. This is now Free Fields Entertainment's fourth, I believe, attempt at recreating the Burnout series in some guys. Started off with Dangerous Golf, which was definitely a proof of concept type thing. Dangerous Driving, which was also a bit proof of concept that they could do Burnout. It was alright, but obviously it was clear it needed to go another step. So Wreckreation should be that game where they've taken their knowledge from previous efforts and made something that we go, this is the spiritual successor to Burnout. Now, to some, it might be controversial to go with Burnout Paradise rather than, say, Burnout 3 Takedown or Burnout Revenge or even, Burnout 2. I get it, why some people might not be too keen, but I personally, massive fan of Burnout Paradise and its extension, Big Surf Island. Really enjoyed the concept of it. So I was really looking forward to this one. The addition of elements of being able to put down your own things, so being able to put down like ramps and loops and different kinds of like attractions, so to speak, didn't really speak to me, but I thought it was an interesting concept. If they get the main game right, something that might add longevity, a bit like a Trials HD, the following games where the community can really make something special to carry on the game. There are issues. First of all, we've got to look at Burnout Paradise is 15 years old now, and was an absolutely fantastic game of its time. Still holds up today, actually, as I've played it recently. Whereas this, unfortunately, it feels like it's been built in a new engine and it just lacks something. Burnout Paradise felt breezy, it felt bright, it felt weighty during accidents, but it had like inertia to it. You felt like you could zoom around the map. This feels a bit sluggish in places, and it feels weighty throughout. So the impact of crashes isn't really there. The layout of the map is, I get it, it's, you kind of go, you uncover the map and so on and so forth, and you discover new roads. I get that, I like the idea, but in turn, it's got no character to it. Whereas in Burnout Paradise, when they made that game, there was character. You immediately knew your spots. You kind of go, right, you're going to race towards the stadium or the observatory. You kind of got told, you learned where those were. Here, there's no real landmarks of which to really focus on. And the decision they've made, and the one decision I think I disagree with completely, and I don't know how they can recover from this one, is they've gone completely open world. So Burnout Paradise is open world. However, you are restricted to the roads. Here, they've unlocked the entire map. So you can go on the road or you can go off the road. You can go through wooded areas and everything. And I don't think a Burnout game needs that. It doesn't need for you to be travelling off in different directions and taking your own made shortcuts. That's not what Burnout is all about, for me, anyway. And again, you've got things like the road layouts have been done in such a way where you might find an event halfway down a normal road rather than at junctions. It's fine, I get why they might have done that. And you've got the usual, you've got your races, you've got your road rage, your stunt events, all of that is in there. But therein lies, I think, another problem at the moment with the game is, let's take a road rage, for example. In previous Burnout games, you do a road rage, you might take down a couple of the cars immediately, others go in different directions. Within seconds, they are back on you and giving you more vehicles to battle with, to take down. Here, on more than one occasion, I found that I've taken down the first couple of cars, and then I've got to go and hunt for the other ones against the timer. And by the time you get there, if you make even the slightest mistake or miss or you crash, they're down the road again, and you've got to really work to catch them up. And it kind of takes you out of the moment. It kind of takes the fun out of it, that it becomes more of a chore. And again, previous Burnout games had it that if you made a mistake, you were still in the race. Rubber banding was something in there. And I felt the Burnout games needed rubber banding in many ways, because if you did make a mistake, you don't want to be completely out of it. You don't want to take a car out at the start and then that's it, that's over, you've won the race. The fun of Burnout was the rubbing racing, was the taking other cars down. So to have the rubber banding works. Here, it doesn't feel like it's there as much. There's the best race I found was a closed circuit one off the beaten track where there was no other traffic there, because the traffic here as well, it's not easily recognisable. I found myself crashing into cars that I just did not see, such as the camera angles and I think the lack of colour in the world compared to sort of like what you expect from a Burnout game. Wreckreation does not have that. It feels very less cartoony, which doesn't work for this game because it's cartoon violence is Burnout. It always has been. And so it needs that. I just didn't find that this had any of the characteristics of those games, despite it being from the developers. You can see where budget comes from with these. Now, I don't know what the case is with the engine they're using at the moment, but I would have happily seen them take the engine that they've used in previous Burnout games and just remade the game, because all those games still hold up visually in many ways. So Burnout 3 Takedown, you could get HD textures for it, and it looks good today. Burnout Paradise, the remastered version, looks good today. I'd rather not give EA my money, but it is still the best way to play a Burnout game in today's world. And this really should have been it. And it's disappointing in many ways for me, because I really want to like it, and I can see through the many hours actually I've played through this, the many hours I've got, is that there's something there, and it's the same I felt about Dangerous Driving, Dangerous Golf, was that there's something there, but it's proof of concept. It's not there. It's not a game that I can go, this is it. This is the spiritual successor we need. And the added bits, they've got the Trackmania style, I suppose, added bits you could add. So ramps and loops and so on, and so sky tracks. It's cumbersome to use, and I felt like it didn't add anything to the game as I was playing it. Now, what becomes a shame is when you first place eyes on this game, on Wreckreation, you go, this is Burnout. Everything about Burnout is there, and about Burnout Paradise is there with you're pressing the buttons on your D-pad to bring up the menu, so you've got live menus and so on and so forth. And it's got nice ideas, like you can remix the time, you can remix your car, and loads of other little bits. You can decide how much sort of, like, I believe, traffic is on the road and so on and so forth. But it just lacks that little bit. Now, I don't want to say this is it, this is done, and this is the end of the road for Free Fields Entertainment, end of the road for Wreckreation, because despite all my misgivings with this game at the moment, there's still something. I kept going back, hoping that what was missing might be captured. So it's even got the things like the billboards you can get to and so on and there. Now, in Burnout, they're bright, they're red, you see them from like far away, and the ramps, you go, there's a ramp there. Here, it felt like every board I was seeing too late, and it turned out that the ramp I needed to get up to it was on the other side of the road, I had to double back, and I don't really want that. I want to go, oh, there's it, I'm going to just aim for this and see where it goes. And then you've got some more the puzzly based ones where you've got to work out the best way to get to it. It's just every element is there, but not quite. And it's an unfortunate takeaway for a game that I really want to like, for one of my favourite all-time series there's been. The Burnout series is a classic, and for me, that's what I'd show off the next gen. It was like, this is like Burnout 3 on the PlayStation 2, and then Revenge into like the Xbox 360 era. Was like, this is just amazing. What I wanted from the game was next, like, what can we do more with the crashes? Can we get more and more? New engine has probably not helped them, not having the original engine. So they're building from the ground up again. I don't know what's needed. I don't know. This isn't as if this is a new developer who's trying to do this. It's not a solo developer. It's the team that have experience, and for whatever reason, they cannot capture that magic at the moment. And I feel horrible. It's just, at this present moment, I can't recommend it. There's not enough for fans of the series. And those coming in new, I don't think does a great job as a first impression. The added bits are needed. The open world needs tightening. I get why they've done it. They've tried to do something different, but it's just, unfortunately, it just does not work in its current guise. And I wish I could say something more positive. Keep an eye on it. I do hope maybe one day they can continue to work on the game, to develop it. Maybe a few patches here and there. Maybe get something with it. But at present, unfortunately, not even fit to be, up there with the best Burnout games. Unfortunate.